Good everyone, I'm today we have a sub request, no, it's a combo request, only because I've just not long done one, by Black Bark for the A-26 B-10, also known as the Invader. This aircraft, when it got the 37mm added, was one that I saw on the forum quite a bit for people arguing what you should take. Should you take just the 650s, 137 and 450s, or 237s? I can comfortably say, in my current experience, it's this setup. The 137mm and the 412.7. The twin 37mm are garbage. The single 37mm is also garbage, but at least you have the 50 cals to actually strafe some light targets. But that's just really how it is, really. So, in terms of our bomb load today, we're going to be taking the 10 500-pound bombs. This is actually enough to kill a base if we need to, but we're primarily going to be focusing on not just my daily task, but obviously doing what this aircraft was built to do, which is attack ground targets primarily, and just be a terror. Of course, our speed, because this thing is actually quite fast, thanks to the 2,000 horsepower engines, this aircraft's quite fast. We won't be able to outrun a lot at this BR, because a lot of the aircraft are faster than us, it's as simple as that. But we at least have decent forward firepower to deal with most ground targets, if not all, and we do have bombs to help assist with that as well. Now, of course, with us being in 5.0, we're potentially going to get sucked up into the 6.0 black hole. But actually, that might work in our favour, so we'll see. Anywho, let's get in and let's get cracking, and looks like Gaijin want to get cracking straight away. Good on him. And we get Hurt Gear, which is pretty good map for this plane, because there's quite a few things for us to do on this map. I've not long gotten done with a combo request, so that's why combo request is on my mind at the start. For the you would have seen that a couple of days ago, the Panzer IIIM and the BF-110. Like I said, the 110 doesn't get much of a showing because moronic teams. But the simple fact is it did incredibly well. I was really surprised. And yep, we're in the 6.0 black hole, which means I'm going to need my 37 set separately. That's better. So there's a reason why I prefer this setup, because, as I said, you've got the 450 cals to strafe out light targets. You can also use the 50 cals to defend yourself frontally. But also, you have access to the 37mm, as I said. But then also you have access to enough bomb load to kill a base. Like, this thing can do a lot, but the problem is they nerfed the controls to the ground. An A-26 would be able to pull at the same ability as what it can do for its, like, the elevators going up. When the elevators go down on this thing, it's god-awful. The roll rate is also quite god-awful. This thing was known for its good handling. But sadly, Gaijin said, "Niet, that's too fun for you, comrade," and just decided to nerf this poor thing into the ground. So we're going to actually have to watch our compression, because we can easily compress into the ground and crash. But of course, this plane does have versatile payloads. Like, I would love to see maybe like a prototype A-26 at like a lower BR, because I really do think it would benefit from that. Or like a really early variant. I think that would definitely help out the 4.7 era of aircraft, because at the end of the day, they don't really have a huge amount of strike aircraft, and, well, this thing can definitely do the job. Obviously, you won't be able to take the 37mm with it, but that's not the point. The point is that this plane can do a lot of work, and looks like the AA trucks are immune to 50 cals today. Thank you, honestly. There we go. I'm taking out the AA trucks first, because I know what Gaijin's like for doing ninja changes to the freaking things, and I'd rather have the ability to attack ground targets indefinitely, and just do that, really. So, a little advice for ground attacking in general is, when it comes to tanks, and I mean medium tanks, light tanks, etc., a lot of the time it's actually the safest and easiest approach to attack them from behind. because not only can you line up the tanks quite easily, obviously in this thing's case it does have a decent 37mm for attacking ground targets, but obviously you've got to line up your targets, and if you're attacking from an optimal angle, you're not really going to be doing a lot. And the short answer is make it so that you can be as... basically make your attack runs how you want them to be, but optimize them. I mean, we're saying optimize in a world of Gaijin where they don't know what optimization is for their game, and that's another thing entirely. The 50 gals can actually take out those SPGs there, that's why I went for that, but didn't get quite a good enough angle. So the AM1 appears to have bombed that base a little bit. I'm actually going to shut the bomb bay doors just to give us a little less drag, because we're going to be doing quite a bit of ground pounding. So if you're one for not enjoying ground pounding gameplay, I'd recommend not watching any further, because that's probably what we're going to be doing for the most part. Because that's kind of what this thing's built to do, and yeah. There we go. We might encounter a plane later down the line, but, you know, it's Gaijin, and they tend to give us maps where we only really can do things normally, you know. I don't know what this AM1's doing. I'm surprised that didn't kill the tank, I'll be honest. Alright, let's go and drop some of our bombs on this base, because we might as well get the AM1 some points. Heck, I don't bloody need them. I've got enough points. But when you get sucked up into the 288 black hole, this is kind of what you're going to get in terms of gameplay, unfortunately. There isn't really a huge amount for us to really do. It's more down to the fact that Gaijin just aren't giving us any more strategic targets to go for. And with the 37 being a bit flaky, as we already know, that's just how it is, unfortunately. So there goes that base, that's that one destroyed. And the AM1 will now get the points for that, so maybe he might be nice and thank us, I don't know. Never know these days, people might actually be nice. Because a lot of the time, both of the players are far from that. That I can tell you. So we've still got two 288s left to kill and two Focke-Wulf 190s. They both... well, one's an F8, one's an A8. Which is fine. I don't mind dealing with that. Potentially. The A8 I'm worried about. The F8 not as much. Thank you. Jeez, how many bullets do you take? I'm going to try and see if I can slip under the 288. Obviously, I'm not as fast as the 288 in this thing, especially not after a hard few turns. But I'd rather try and help the team at this point, because there isn't a really huge amount for us to do. Now, we do have EFS. That's one thing to remember. We do have that advantage over the 288. But of course, the 288 not only has a tankier airframe, but it also has longer range hitting guns and more coverage. So we are definitely going to struggle in that regard. Also, our Spitfire just sitting up there is not ideal. I think he's been a bomber zombie this whole game. Not really been paying too much attention to him, to be honest. And there goes our teammate. Well, let's get stuck in and see if we can help the team out. It's a door, it's not actually an A8. Interesting. They don't seem to be too bothered about me now, because they're more focused on that A-26 over there. Spitfire, you're gonna come down instead of being a bomber zombie? That'd be appreciated. Why is the 190 taking so long to reset? He has a great angle. Like, he had still a decent amount of speed from earlier. Let's watch the Dora. He's probably going to go for the A-26 in front of me. That's exactly what he's going to do. I think I'm giving a bit too much lead. That's the problem. I'm not used to this thing's guns. And of course, Bomber Zombie to freaking Spitfire decided, yes, I will do exactly what you said, Joe, and be a Bomber Zombie. Leaving us left to fight the Swarm. Which, as you can imagine, doesn't go well. And that, unfortunately, is what happens when you're stuck with USA teams. But, you know, that's just something. So, on that basis, I think you can really summarize my conclusion from there. In conclusion, don't fly this plane. Anywho, I'll leave you all to it for today, and I'll see you all on the next one.